Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Season 13 of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well folks, with this year being 2025, there may be a high percent chance that this may be my last season blogging on the internet, unless my nobody Satija can find a cure to save me from the COVID welder's doom spell by this coming December. Anyway, what am I going to blog to start off Season 13? Well, let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog again. For those who don't remember, I previously blogged the first Sonic movie back in early 2020 before the whole horrible COVID-19 lockdown. And to me, this film is really awesome. Even though it was mostly a road trip film, with Sonic bonding with Sheriff Tom Wachowski while trying to retrieve his rings and avoiding the evil Dr. Robotnik. Plus, I still stand by that this film is a lot better than the way it was first advertised back in 2019. Then, in 2022, I got to blog the second Sonic movie where the fastest thing alive teamed up with Tails to retrieve the Master Emerald before it ends up in the wrong hands, and he gained a new friend in the form of Knuckles. To me, this film was a huge step up from the first movie, even though there were a couple nitpicks, like adult humor, and I didn't like some of the soundtrack choices. Now, over the years since these films, I managed to buy a couple Sonic-related DVDs, like Sonic Sat AM, the Knuckles miniseries from Paramount Plus, and of course, Sonic's Christmas Blast. And to me, all of them are fun and hardcore. Anyway, like the first movie, Sonic 2 had an after-credits scene which foreshadowed a third movie in the live-action Sonic film series, and that is what I'll be blogging today. So, released on December 20th, 2024, the movie is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So, on for the plot of the movie. Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails reunite against a powerful new adversary, Shadow the Hedgehog, a mysterious villain with powers unlike anything they have ever faced before. With their abilities outmatched in every way, Team Sonic must seek out an unlikely alliance in hopes of stopping Shadow and protecting the planet. So, what did I think of this movie? Well, this movie has got to be the absolute best film in the Sonic film series so far. And to further explain why I love it, let's move on to Mustang Notes. In February 2022, Sega Sammy Group and Paramount Pictures have been developing a third film after Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 2022. It was formally announced during Viacom CBS's investor event. Jeff Fowler returned as director, and Neil H. Moritz, Toby Atcher, Toru Nakahara, and Hitoshi Okuno returned as producers. And Hakuri Satomi, Shuji Utsumi, Yukio Sojino, Tommy Gormley, and Tim Hill served as executive producers. Plus, Pat Casey, Josh Miller, and John Whittington returned to write the screenplay, with the former two also being credited for the story. Paul Greenberg and Oren Uziel received off-screen additional literary material credit. In addition, a spin-off television series for Paramount Plus, Knuckles, which I mentioned earlier, was developed simultaneously with the film. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 draws inspiration from the video games Sonic Adventure 2 from 2001 and Shadow the Hedgehog in 2005. Among the elements from Sonic Adventure 2 incorporated were the fairy-like creatures known as the Chow. In this film, they are a part of the Chow Gardens themed restaurant in Tokyo, where Team Sonic and Shadow face off for the first time. Director Fowler felt that using the characters in a popular attraction was unbelievable and could be used as a plot device, such as when Team Sonic needed to have a moment to regroup and have a conversation about what was going on. Second unit filming began in late July 2023 for animated characters only without physical actors due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike in Farnham, Surrey, England. Principal photography was originally going to begin on August 31st, 2023 in London, England, but was delayed to September. Production with physical actors started on November 29th, 2023, and was announced with a teaser image of Shadow the Hedgehog's stand-in statue used in filming. Production ended by March 2024. Brendan Trost returned as cinematographer, and Luke Freeborn was the production designer. The animation supervisor for the film was Clem Yip, while Al Levine served as the film editor. Animation was provided by 6 studios: Rising Sun Pictures, Rodeo FX, Industrial Light and Magic, Finn, Mars Animation Planet, and an in-house team at Paramount Animation. Director Fowler's team took a speedboat vendor strategy, dividing the animation work across these 6 studios. Now, before we move on, I must let you folks know that this film is one of 2 that were released on the exact same day when my sister Sabrina's holiday special, Our Christmas House, was streamed on Amazon Prime. The other being Mufasa the Lion King, which will be a topic for an episode later this year. Anyway, the things that I liked while seeing this movie in theaters with my family were mostly the action scenes, and there were a few dark and thought-provoking moments, like the opening prologue on Prison Island, and the scenes in the abandoned gun laboratory. Also, I liked the confrontation scene in Tokyo, the infiltration on gun headquarters in London, and the final battle in space. And that's all I got for Mustang notes. So let's move on to the film's cast. Our hero, Sonic the Hedgehog, is again voiced by Ben Schwartz, whom was a voice consultant for BB-8 in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Over the past several months since the second movie, Sonic has been enjoying his family and newfound friends until the Order, now known as Team Sonic, was recruited by the Guardian Unit of Nations, or GUN for short, to face the powerful, vengeful alien known as Shadow the Hedgehog. To me, Sonic is still an adventurous, lively, fun-loving, and confident hedgehog who loves running really fast and free. Also, he has gained new wisdom with his maturity and looks for ways to resolve conflicts peacefully. Plus, Sonic is a bit reluctant when it comes to partnering with his old archenemy Dr. Robotnik, and later, after his caretaker Tom becomes injured by Shadow, Sonic becomes reckless and he seeks revenge against him using the Chaos Emeralds. But thankfully, both Sonic and Shadow reconcile and team up together to stop the Eclipse Cannon and save the planet. Next is Miles Prower, aka Tails, voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy. To me, Tails is still a determined and plucky young fox who's willing to face the unknown on multiple worlds across the galaxy. Plus, I really love his ability to fly using his twin tails like helicopter propellers. And I think he's very intelligent when he creates gadgets that can alter appearances and disable security. The third member of Team Sonic is Knuckles, voiced by Idris Elba, whom was Heimdall in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, along with being in 2008's Prom Night, Stephen King's The Dark Tower, the 2019 film adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats, the 2016 Jungle Book remake, and of course Zootopia, which will be getting a sequel this November. To me, while Knuckles can still be a hot-headed and arrogant echidna warrior, I think he makes a great friend, and I like the part where he tries to help Sonic control his vengeful feelings. Plus, I find it funny that Knuckles is scared of the 1995 Casper movie, and it was interesting that he put the Master Emerald under Deputy Wayne Whipple's guard. Next we come to Shadow the Hedgehog, voiced by Keanu Reeves, whom was in The Matrix and John Wick films, along with Pixar's Toy Story 4, the third SpongeBob movie, and the DC League of Super Pets. Now, Shadow is an anthropomorphic red-striped black hedgehog who fell to Earth in a meteor and became part of a secret government program known as Project Shadow. He has lived through tragedy and he seeks revenge. Fun fact, director Fowler said once they first meet, he realized that Keanu Reeves very clearly had gone and done his homework, and that he desired to create a fan-faithful rendition of the character. During this film, 50 years later, after Gunn invaded and destroyed Gerald Robotnik's lab, Shadow was awakened from his suspended animation on Prison Island to carry out his revenge against humanity for his friend Maria's death. To me, ever since I was a kid, I thought of Shadow as a very dark and thought-provoking character in the Sonic games. Plus, while he is consumed by pain, rage, and grief, I kind of think of Shadow as a really awesome character these days, and I thought his backstory, where he had a nice friendship bond with Maria, was really sweet and emotional and made me sympathize with him. Thankfully, by the end of the movie, Shadow is able to come to terms with his past and decides to help Sonic and friends save the planet in order to honor Maria. Moving on, we come to Sonic's caretakers, Tom and Maddie Wachowski, played by James Marsden and Tika Sumpter. Now, for those who don't remember, Tom is the sheriff of Green Hills, Montana, and his wife Maddie is the town vet. To me, while Tom and Maddie don't really have a big role in this, I think they're great and sweet supporting characters, like when they help Team Sonic infiltrate Gun headquarters while being disguised as Rachel and Randall in hopes of stealing the second key card before Team Shadow does. Also, I think it was really sweet when they throw Sonic a birthday celebration to honor the anniversary of his arrival on Earth. Next up, we come to Dr. Ivo Robotnik, once again played by my all-time favorite comedian, Jim Carrey, best known for narrating Simon Birch along with being in The Mask, Ron Howard's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Blue Sky's Horton Hears a Who, and Robert Zemeckis' A Christmas Carol. Now, firstly, it feels so awesome to see Jim Carrey return to acting again after almost 2 years of retirement. And in my opinion, he hasn't lost his crazy and comedic touch when it comes to playing Dr. Robotnik. During this film, just when we thought he died in the previous film, it's revealed that Dr. Ivo Robotnik survived and retreated to his mecha crab, and he was being cared for by his loyal assistant, Agent Stone, over the past several months. Later, when Team Sonic finds him, Ivo makes an unlikely alliance with them to solve the mystery of Project Shadow. During the mission, Ivo reunites with his grandfather, Gerald, and together, they, along with Shadow, activate the Space Colony Arc. Fortunately, though, when Ivo learns of his grandfather's true intentions to destroy Earth, he turns over a new leaf and tries to stop the Ark. Finally, we come to the true villain of the movie, Professor Gerald Robotnik, also played by Jim Carrey. This guy was a scientist affiliated with the Guardian Units of Nations who led Project Shadow and researched on Shadow the Hedgehog. However, a gun raid on his laboratory caused an explosion that took Maria's life. Devastated, Gerald grew vengeance towards humanity and spent years plotting revenge while Shadow remained in cryostatus. In my eyes, while Gerald started out kind and gentle, I find him to be a cold and manipulative villain while recruiting Shadow and Ivo, as well as him planning to destroy Earth with the Eclipse Cannon. Plus, he has an extravagant style, like when he highlights his superior intelligence to his grandson, and he has a very sadistic side to him due to him attacking anyone who stands in his way. Other actors in the film include Lee Madobe as Agent Stone, Kristen Ritter as Director Rockwell, Adam Pally as Wade Whipple, Alia Brown as Maria Robotnik, and Tom Butler as Commander Walters. And now for my final words. Overall, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is an awesome movie, and I'm happy that I took my parents and my sister to see it in theaters on New Year's Day. It has great cinematography, amazing action scenes, fantastic acting, memorable characters, along with a hardcore soundtrack, a thought-provoking story, and a very epic final climax. So, if you folks are Sonic fans or video game fans in general, then be sure to give this movie a watch and stick around during the end credits. I won't say why, but it features a couple surprises. And so, I give this movie the highest rating of 100%. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next blog, where we head to the Kingdom of Gondoland and meet a big green character from space. Mustang Power.
Blue streak speeds by, Sonic the Hedgehog.